Hello. In this podcast, we will be discussing subjects that may not be suitable for all ages.
Including, but not limited to, language, discussion of violence, sexual violence, and nudity.
Wait, this is a podcast. They can't even see the nudity if it's even in the movie.
Oh, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, it doesn't
so,
matter.
so nix the last thing. The other things are still
there.
Still relevant.
Violence.
So, basically, no kids and grandma. Don't listen.
Don't listen. But anyway, enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to Living Vicariously, the podcast where we talk about real-to-real horror.
I'm Mr. Magooing my way through this murder, McCall, and I like to talk about horror movies? Acting.
And I'm quantity over quality, Logan, and I guess I like to talk about true crime and murder.
Horror, true crime?
I was like, wait, I have to do my Tim Allen true crime?
I actually never watched that show. I just know he sounds kind of like Scooby-Doo when he goes like, ruh?
I think it's just more of like the thing that he just did.
Like
what?
Like he just did that, or like his character did that?
Yes.
Like Tim Allen says that in real life?
No, I doubt that.
All right.
No, he just said it in Home Improvement.
Okay. Anyway, we're doing a flipperoo.
That's what we did. We did it.
That's what we did. And we're doing it for
Are
a
you
second
impressed?
time.
Do you love me now?
Because I deleted the one we did before.
Yeah, we actually just found out what happened.
I don't think we found out. I don't think.
Would you like to tell the audience
I
what
don't
happened?
know. It was magic. I like to call it
McCall pressed Control Z instead of Control
magic
X and undid everything. A half hour's worth of recording.
It was fire. I want to say, I feel like we did a really good job.
It was fire. It was some hot fire.
Sometimes I listen to us and I just like break out laughing.
It's hot like herpes.
I'm cutting that out. I don't like that.
Okay.
What's up with you? Do you want to do this again, or do you just want to get into it?
We may as well just get into it, because last time...
We had a whole thing.
We had a whole bit. I farted. It was horrible.
Like always.
Thanksgiving happened. We could talk about that. Actually, nothing really happened with Thanksgiving. I just ate a lot, and I continue to eat a lot. And that's why this comfy is the only thing that fits me right now.
And here we are. I'm having a black cherry Mike's Hard.
Yeah, she foregoed the... foregoing...
Brendan's looking at us like, what?
He was literally not even looking at us.
What are you trying to tell me? Just let me podcast.
Just let me smear my boyfriend, fiance's name.
He's flicking me off right now. He's saying I'm going to beat you up later.
You hear that? That's him.
Oh my God.
You know, that actually was really funny. He put like a little, I was going to say a fruit straw.
I thought you were going to say a Funyun.
A veggie straw in between his fingies.
In between his gluten-free fingers.
He has to eat them because of his disease.
So, I watched a horror movie.
Yes, you did. What did you watch, Macklemore?
I watched Hush. Yeah, that was scary.
Hush and shush, for the bell dam is near.
I do like that movie.
That's a good one. That's Coraline.
That's perfect. That's Coraline. But
it's
I watched...
It's a good movie. Where are my child's horror? My
child horror.
Children's horror. I'll tell you where. It's on Disney Plus, because friggin' Don't Look Under the Bed is on Disney Plus finally.
And you better know we're gonna do an episode on Don't Look Under the Bed.
You better just trust and believe that that's on period, hunty. That's what the kids are saying.
What the fuck?
That's what the kids are saying now.
Do they say they're on their periods? What did you say? What did you say?
And that's on period.
Period or period?
It's period with a T at the end. It's like
Why?
Period. P-E-R-I-D. No. P-E-R-I-O-D-T. Period.
Why?
Because that's what the kids are doing.
What are you doing, kids?
They're on their periods.
They're on their periods.
That was great. You got periods.
Okay. So I did Hush, which is a 2000...
And that's on Menzies.
What?
Isn't it Menzies? Menstrual stuff?
He looks to Brendan.
Yeah. Brendan's the smart.
Brendan knows. So I did fucking Hush.
Okay, so she did Hush.
It was a 2016 American slasher film Directed and edited by Mike Flanagan.
Mike Hunt.
No.
I'm looking desperately for someone named Mike Hunt.
Why are you doing this? What is that from? Is that just you?
No, that's not me.
All right.
I know they did it on RuPaul's Drag Race at one point, but like, I'm sure it's from something else.
It is kind of.
It's like The Simpsons. Like Bart always did that kind of stuff.
I did like that. When I was little, I was like, "This is the height of comedy."
Amanda Hug and Kiss. This is it.
It is starring Kate Siegel,
Which is also on Disney Plus. Sorry.
Why are you What did I do to you?
You do it to me all the
I have
time.
never interrupted you in my life. Anyway, so oh my god. So this is starring Kate Siegel, who also co-wrote the film with Mike Flanagan. And it also stars John Gallagher, Michael Trucco, and Samantha Saloyan. And Amelia, in quotes, Emma Graves.
Amelia Bedelia.
Amelia Bedelia is in this movie. I need to
That's what we should
brainstorm.
do. That's what we should do. We should make a horror movie about Amelia Bedelia. And she kills people, but it's unintentional. Like she just keep they'll go like, God, you're killing me. Oh no, you're killing me. Amelia, no. You took it too literally again.
So, I watched this in Halloween. It was really funny. I just edited our most recent episode, which we did in like the start of November, and we're like,
you know the best part about it is we make those episodes to be on deck for situations like this, and you were just like, I didn't
have time. All right, I don't have time.
Life happens.
My life is busy. I got a wedding dress. I look pretty now.
Yes, you do.
I wear it all the time.
No, you don't. It's here.
You calling me out?
Yeah.
Calling me on my bullshit?
She walks through her apartment wailing like a Victorian ghost.
Ooh!
Havisham it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. Havisham. Fuck that book.
Fuck that book.
I remember it was so bad. I think my class read up to like chapter maybe 10, and then Miss Settlemeyer was just like done.
I can't handle it anymore.
None of the kids read it. Like when I say we read up to chapter 10, I mean
you spark noted it.
Yeah. And she just was like, we're watching the movie. And so we watched the movie and did a packet because we hated that book so much.
It's bad.
Yeah.
All right? I'm sorry, Charles. You wrote a bad song.
You wrote a bad song, Petey.
I love that.
You wrote a bad song, Chucky.
Ugh, don't call him Chucky.
Chaz.
So this movie starts out. I'm going to do it this time. It's going to feel really weird.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
I'm just going to start out. As you, like, belch.
I was trying to, like, breeze through it so no one knew.
I knew.
It was just like I was adding some, like...
It's like when I fart and I don't want people to know, but then they die.
But then everyone in the room is dead.
Oh, my God. I was having the worst fart attacks at work. And I was like...
Jerry's having a fart attack.
I just want someone to say Jerry's having a fart attack. I was having like a fart attack at work. I was so glad it was on the day before Thanksgiving and nobody was in the office, and I was so thankful for that because I would have
and that's what I was thankful for.
I would have killed those women.
Yeah. And they would have known it was you.
Yeah, and they would have known it was me. They're like, it didn't start to stink in here until that little head came in.
And they just followed the green smoke coming through your
the
cubicle.
Shit stains.
Yeah. The floor just has shit. Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna start out.
All right. So this is about Maddie Young. She's a deaf lady, and she lives like in the woods, just like rural. No, just in the woods. She's fun. She lives alone. I would never do this, but someone's gotta.
No. I actually haven't seen this movie. I've seen bits and pieces, bits and bobs that are like when like the horror Instagrams that I follow post like clips from it. I've seen like bits from it. Mm-hmm. Looks good.
It's
good.
It's good.
The house is out in the middle of
it's
nowhere.
It's like in the woods, like tucked back.
But it's a nice house.
Honestly, it's other than this specific scenario, I would definitely want to live there. But she's just sitting there. She's cooking. She's doing a bad job of it. She's dancing. She can't cook. She like burns everything. But her friend comes over. She like walks down the lane and is like, hey, this is me speaking in sign. Hello, how are you? And you can tell her friend isn't deaf, but she's learning it.
I remember one of the things that we did on the thing that we record. We came up with a new sign for bitchin'. Bitchin'. And then I looked it up and I think it was this, wasn't it? It was like bitchin'.
Isn't that just bitch?
Maybe.
I don't know. Bitchin'.
I remember watching
Brendan knows. He just nods along. But
I'm gonna look it up now. Keep going.
So her friend, whose name is Sarah, her friend Sarah's like, I'm learning sign language to talk to you, and how are you doing? And then she brings out Maddie's book. And so you find out Maddie's an author, and she's like, I read your book. It's really, really good. You could tell they are I would say they're like newer friends. Bitch.
Bitching.
Oh, sweet. So, and then you also find out that Maddie has a cat that she lets kind of roam outside, and its name is Bitch. So that's
Love
fun.
it.
I like Maddie.
And she just signs at it.
Yeah, Bitch. So her friend's like, see you later. I got to go have dinner with my husband. Bye. And her friend leaves, and Maddie's like, cool, I'm going to throw away the whole dinner I made because I burned it. Well, she burned it, and then her fire alarm went off, and it's apparently so loud, Sarah is like incapacitated by it. And Maddie turns it off and is like, it has to be this loud because I need to feel the vibrations or else, because I can't hear it.
Like Beethoven.
She is Beethoven.
She is.
She's a reincarnation.
The movie is actually a big, thing about the reincarnation of Beethoven.
Yeah.
It's not a horror movie.
It's just about Beethoven.
Yep.
Isn't there a movie about Beethoven?
Yeah.
What is it?
Beethoven.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's about a big old dog.
No! Beethoven's Fifth. I actually always wanted to watch those movies, but I never did.
No, I didn't want
to. Oh, you didn't want to?
No.
The dog doesn't die, I swear.
I know he doesn't, because there's 5 of them.
Yeah, so you know he's okay.
You know he lives.
That's why you want to watch at least 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Just in case not 5. So.
I'm just glad that Air Bud's still alive.
The dog? The actual dog?
Yeah. He's eternal.
No, I feel like
he's big dead.
No, Airbud.
And I'm pretty sure Airbud was also a girl dog.
Oh, breaking the gender barrier, 1 football at a time. What did Airbud play?
Basketball. I mean, yes, he did eventually play all of them, but he started out basketball.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Airbud, Air Jordan, Michael. Okay.
Basketball, McCall.
Basketball. Did he play tennis at one point? Because that'd be hilarious.
Serena Williams just
he's got the racket in his mouth and he goes,
and then she just jams it and kills him.
No.
Because she would.
Because she would.
No, I say that. I mean that she's such a powerful and wonderful athlete that she would.
I'm gonna cut this part out.
Man. What?
Yeah, no, you're saying she'd kill a dog, is what you're saying.
Accidentally.
Saying
she could kill.
It is quite possible.
Anyway.
She could kill me.
So Maddie's throwing away her dinner.
Yes.
And writing at the same time, kind of. And you see, it's dark now, and her house is really pretty because it's
all windows.
It's mostly windows to see the forest.
I will say I don't like that. I would like just a big brick house with a door, because too many windows freak me out because that intruders can get all up in this bitch.
I think it's a beautiful house. The windows
it's aesthetically very, very beautiful.
The windows are to see nature. You know, you have a feeling like she used to live in the city and then she kind of lost her hearing and then she kind of receded.
So like her gum lines receding.
No, her hairline.
Hairline.
Sorry, no. She has a full head of hair.
My gum lines receding. It's
That's
great.
because you have sensitive teeth.
I do. That's why I have sensitive teeth, because I have a receding gum line.
My teeth are perfect.
I'm probably gonna have to get veneers.
What's that?
Fake teeth.
Oh. What is the gold thing called?
Grill?
A grill. Sorry, I just pictured you with a grill instead.
There's a Pokemon trainer that has, in the new game, that has a grill.
I thought you were going to say there's a Pokemon with a grill, and I was like, that is sick.
Also, for the last 2 games, for Pokemon Sun and Moon, and now this one, there's a swimmer trainer, and his name is Logan, and I get to see what I would look like if I had abs.
There he is.
Both times. I was like, really? double up on the swimmer Logan just to make me feel shame.
They just like that
At
name.
least I get to have abs somewhere.
Somewhere.
They're in there. We all have them
Yep.
deep down.
Yeah.
Some of us deeper than others.
Oh my god. So, I forgot what I was saying. She lives in the forest. There's a bunch of windows. She's throwing away her goddamn fucking dinner. And then...
I'm like a whale. I have like vestigial like thumbs. Anyway.
What?
I say I'm like a whale because I have vestigial thumbs and stuff.
Do whales have vestigial thumbs?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think that's correct.
I think it's right.
I think you're lying.
Brendan.
I have no idea.
I like how
Brendan.
for this one, every time we've made a claim to something, we look over at Brendan.
So
Fact
vestigial
check.
From what? What did they evolve from that had?
Yeah.
They're mammals.
They were humans,
They were
and then they
peoples.
got really big, and they went in the
That's
water.
mermaids. Actually, that's manatees.
Oh, I'd love
I don't know.
I'd love it if
Very
mermaids were real.
Barbara
Manatee.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so while she's doing this, her friend Sarah runs up to the window and is slamming on the glass, trying to get her attention, and she's bleeding and she looks really shitty. I mean, like, it's not good. She should really fix that. But
She doesn't get a chance to.
Maddie is deaf, so she can't hear the noise, and she doesn't look over, and so she's just doing her own thing. So it's like a long time of Sarah being like, please, dear God. And then there's a guy who comes up behind her, and he has like a literal, like, you know, in The Office when Dwight cuts the face off of the CPR dummy? He basically took that thing and put it on his face. That's the mask. And he, like, kills her. Oh, no. And then he just kind of stands there and watches Maddie for a while, like, what's up with this bitch?
Don't like that.
And she can't hear him, so she's not, and he's just watching her. And then he tries tapping on the glass, and then he realizes she can't hear him. So then he just kind of walks away, which is like, that's not good.
It's like that scene in The Strangers where he just kind of walks in.
Oh, fuck that scene. I hate that. But yeah, it is almost exactly like that.
It's a good scene.
Most of this movie is that scene. Just played over and over on a loop. She does a video call with her sister. But so the guy comes in the house, steals her phone. She's video chatting with her sister, and her sister's like, do you hear that? Comically. And Maddie's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Sorry, that was me signing it.
Bitch.
Bitchin'. And so he leaves. He scoots out of there with her phone. And then she starts kind of looking around like, what the hell? And then he goes over. He's outside the house again. And he, I don't even know, shuts off the electricity?
Yeah, he like blows out the box or something.
I don't like, it makes Wi-Fi not work anymore. And she can't turn on the lights and shit. So she can't, because she has to like video chat people because she can't, you know, talk. She's deaf and mute. And so she has no really way of getting out, and she can't text. And she's like, oh shit. And then she sees him, and then she's like, fuck. And then she tries to hide for a bit, and she comes out again. I actually really like this part. She's kind of sitting in the dark because he keeps like circling the house.
Like a shark.
Like really icky. And she sees, like, he has the mask on. So in like lipstick on the window, she writes, won't tell, didn't see face, boyfriend coming home. Which is all good because you want them to know that there's someone coming home, and you want to know I didn't see your face. That's like a lot of the reasons people kill their witnesses, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, did it. And instead of, you know, leaving like, we're good, the guy just stands there and he just takes off the mask. And it's like, oh, shit. Oh, bitch.
Well, then to me, I'd be like, all right.
Let's knuckle up.
I would go to the kitchen. I'd get every fucking like knife or like pointy utensil, and I'd just like
a handful of forks.
exactly, and I'd just be like, "All right, bitch, come on,
Let's go."
I'd go into a room that only has one entrance because then you'd be like, especially as like a deaf person, you couldn't like there's no other play. You could like look at the play and be like, "Okay, come and get me, motherfucker."
Motherfucker. So the big thing is she saw Sarah's dead body. So she knows her friend's dead. She knows this guy doesn't care about getting away with it. He's going to kill her to get away with it. And she doesn't have a phone. So what she does is she goes over and gets her keys, and she turns on the car alarm to make noise. And then he's dealing with the car, and then Sarah is kind of like on the side of the house on like something, and Maddie opens the window and is now like searching her dead friend's body for her phone, and that's sad. The guy obviously catches her, and she like, doesn't get the phone. Her she hears nothing, but he says that.
But he sure says it.
He makes a lot of weird noises this whole movie. So
he makes like noises out of like an Ed, Edd n Eddy cartoon with like
I forgot. I love that. So he gets the phone and she's like, shit. She snaps her hand and acts like she's in a 50s movie. So then she goes upstairs. So her house is mostly like bottom floor, and then the top floor is like a kind of like a writing room.
Like a fucking like a...
It's just, yeah, like a fucking, I don't know.
Let me get like a number.
So she goes up there and she goes out the second story window, and she's trying to like scoot across the roof of the house and have him not see her. But the problem is, and the scary thing is, he can hear and she cannot. So if she makes a noise,
so she's like boom slanging around, thinking she's being smooth and sneaky, and really she's like Dexter and just like pawing everywhere.
Dexter Arquette, not the movie killer,
serial killer,
that's whatever.
In a TV show.
Yes.
Yeah, our cat Dexter is the least graceful cat that has ever been a cat.
And the other weird thing about this dude is like he stabs Sarah to death,
and the whole time he goes, "Pussy!"
No, he doesn't do that. I know that sounds like something he would do.
I feel like that's something he would do.
But he has a knife thing, and then he has like a crossbow. You know.
Like people have.
Like a person, like, you know.
So he's a busboy from medieval times, restaurant.
I don't understand why he's like, fuck guns. I like crossbows.
Well, because then he can recover the ammo.
I guess.
Well, because then they don't know what killed him. Because, like, the police would, like, see, like, the marks, and they'd be like, but there's no weapon.
There's a bunch of wood splinters in here. I wonder what it was. I don't know. I feel like it's not a very practical weapon.
Perfect weapon?
Icicle. Yeah, we've all seen Nancy Drew. Right? That happens in Nancy Drew, right?
No, it's an Agatha Christie book.
All right, well, whatever.
Second best weapon? A brisket that you beat the shit out of your husband with, and then when the police come, you cook the brisket and serve it to the police.
Is that also an Agatha Christie book?
It's one of those kind of books, like murder mystery books.
Dear God.
And they ate the murder weapon.
That's horrible. So, she's on the second story.
I also love how we both knew icicle. Like, was right.
Oh, it's icicle, yeah.
Icicle.
He sees her and shoots her in the leg with a crossbow because he has a fucking crossbow, and she's like, "Ah!" Well, she doesn't scream because
she's like, "Why a crossbow?
Why do you have this?" And then she like shimmies back in the house like, "This is fucking stupid." So
I just picture her going in the house like
crab walking is what I thought of. So
meanwhile, I'm like thinking she's jiggling her titties to get in the house.
No, she crab walks.
Good.
No, she doesn't. She honestly, she like silent screams for a bit and then just drags her little lifeless body into the house. And then, so Sarah, the dead one, she was gonna go home.
She's not really dead.
No, she's dead. She's big dead.
I know.
She was gonna go home to see her husband, and then her husband's like, "Hey, Sarah didn't come home."
What's the tea?
So his name is John, and he's like, "What the hell?" Well, I guess he's her boyfriend, is what Wikipedia tells me. So I will go with that. And he walks up to the house and sees this dude chilling out.
This Deuteronomy, hanging out.
He walks up to the front door and he sees the creepy lipstick message and is like, "What the fuck?" And then I don't know what to call him. He doesn't have a name.
I don't know. Like, to me, I would be like, if I saw that, I'd be like, as much as I would like to figure out what happened to my wife, girlfriend, and like help, I'm like, first I gotta call the police. Like, I was like, I gotta call the police, then I can go and figure this out.
Well, what happens is he goes up, he sees the message, kind of freaks out, and then I'm gonna call him Murderer Man because I don't know what else. He doesn't have a name. Killer comes up and is like, "Don't move, I'm the police." And John's like, "What the hell?" And he's like, "We gotta call
undercover cop."
Yeah, I guess he's like not in. He's in
street clothes.
He's in street clothes. He's
what
like,
do they call it? Plain clothes. Plain clothes.
Plain clothes.
Plain clothes.
So Killer is talking to John like, I got a call. I came down here. I can't find Maddie. And I'm looking for, there's obviously an intruder around. And he knocked me out. And he's somewhere and I don't know what's going on. He stole my badge and my gun, obviously.
And my clothes.
Oh no. That's why I look like
naked.
this. Dude.
Help!
And John is like...
It's so small.
Like,
why would a police officer have a crossbow?
What? I don't know. He got rid of that.
Oh my god. No, he's in like Oblivion. He's like, stop in the name of the law.
Yeah. No, he ditched the crossbow to look normal and not like a murderer.
Come with me, or you will. I can't remember what they say, but then you say, screw you, and they go, then pay with your blood, and then they fight you.
And then they fight.
I always liked their armor. I wish they made Oblivion and not Skyrim. I wish Oblivion and Skyrim were flipped. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oblivion's story was better. Sorry, go on.
So they're having a super intense conversation where John's like, oh, you're a cop, huh? Oh, that's weird. How'd you come here? And the guy's like, well, I got a weird phone call, and I thought there was an intruder here, and then they knocked me out. So John is like really cool talking to him and obviously not like believing him. And the guy's doing these cool mental backflips to try to make his story believable. And it's a really good scene. And John finally decides he is definitely a bad guy. And you just see John like pick up a rock and hold it behind his back. And he's gonna hit him with it. And then Maddie starts banging on the glass saying, help me, oh my God, Trace this motherfucker. And John turns to Maddie, God damn it, and then he gets stabbed in the neck. So,
He didn't have to be sad about Sarah's passing for very long.
No, he did not. Well, I don't think he actually knew Sarah died, but he did know something was wrong, and she was probably dead. But it was pretty sweet because he stabs John in the neck, and John's like a really big dude, and John like grabs him anyway, and they're like grappling on the ground, and like John almost has him. He is gonna go down, but then John bleeds out and dies.
That's what I always say. It's like, if I'm going down, I'm going down with a fight. Like, I'm taking part of you with me.
He does this thing where he stabs him in the throat, and he's like bleeding up bad, and he lays and looks like he's dead. And then the bad guy walks over to him, and he gets up after he thinks he's dead, and he puts him in a thing, and he almost chokes him to death, but then he dies right before he finished choking him to death.
Damn it.
There was something big that
I feel like this movie is like that, like where it's like there's gonna be a lot of like close calls and things like that.
It's close. So
it's like you're clenching your butt cheeks the whole time because you're just like, oh, and then you didn't make it.
You are. So
and then you shit yourself when you relax.
Does that happen to you a lot?
Maybe.
Leverages his pants.
Yeah.
Maddie got a hold of his crossbow.
Nice.
And so
the weapon he shouldn't have in the first place.
Why does he have it? So John got him in the headlock, and he's coming out of it, and then
he was like, got you in a headlock, what you gonna do about it?
What you gonna do about it? Oh shit, my blood. And then
oh no, he slipped out because I'm bleeding all over him.
Maddie's in the house with the crossbow, and then the cat bitch comes up, and the killer grabs the cat.
He's like, meow.
Meow. And he grabs the cat, and I'm like, I swear to God, if you kill the cat, I'm done watching this movie. And he walks over, and he's like,
I'm gonna kill your cat.
I'm gonna kill your cat.
Well, he says, I'm gonna nail you to the door, and that'll get her attention.
He does. Yeah, he's gonna nail the cat to the door. So he's obviously a bad guy. If you didn't know by now,
he's a really bad guy.
So.
And the cat was like, betcha I won't.
Well, Maddie's like. Maddie,
in fact,
crossbow shoots him in the shoulder, and he traps the cat. And then Maddie's like fumbling for the next bolt, and she drops it out the door.
Because of course she does. And so she's trying to grab the fucking crossbolt, and then he slams the door like on her hand, and Ouchies.
Her hand is dead. He keeps crunching it.
It's twisted and mangled.
So she's in the house like, fuck.
Now I can't even sign.
She's bleeding out of her leg like real bad. And her hand's fucked up. So she's losing blood and she can't like focus. And the killer's like, I'm gonna get in the house. I'm gonna do it.
Give me the bat, Marge. Give me the bat. Give me the bat.
And so she gets that fucking lipstick. I feel like it's lipstick or she does it with her own blood. Oh, she does it with her own blood. Okay, so that's more metal.
That's metal as fuck.
She writes on the thing with her blood when he's like, I'm going to come in. She says, do it, coward. And she just drops the mic and walks away. And that's
more like
sweet.
hobbles, just kind of like...
just, limps away. And then...
So wait, I'm sorry, is he in the house or out the house
he's
now?
outside the house, but he's like, I'm going to come in.
Okay.
The whole time, he's been threatening to come in, but not really because he wants to, like, just play with her for a long time. And...
But he was in the house when he caught John?
No, he was outside the house.
Oh, they were outside the house.
Yeah, John was walking up to the
Brendan,
house.
professionalism. I'm just kidding.
So, he's starting to like bash open because he can get in the house anytime because he just has to break the windows open because it's all windows. No, but he was just fucking with her.
Betcha you won't.
Betcha I won't. And so he starts slamming on the window, and then she goes over to her computer and she starts writing.
White woman in trouble.
White woman in trouble. Well, under her draft of the book she's writing, she writes like, "I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I died fighting." It's pretty cool. And she is like, time to either nut up or shut up, man. I'm going to either kill him or he's going to kill me.
You know what your hand motions make me think of?
What?
It's a Vine. You might have to cut this.
Oh, my God.
It's a Vine where it's like this guy goes, "Mom, I have something to tell you." She's like, "What is it, honey?" And he goes, "I had an abortion."
I have seen that. I do like that.
I don't know if that's what you have to cut that, but you were doing that. I was kind of like those motions, and I was like, abortion.
So she's currently in the bathroom, in the tub with, I think, a kitchen knife, and he breaks into the bathroom under the skylight, and he literally like sneaks his way behind her, and he's gonna kill her, and he breathes, and it like
brushes her neck.
The hairs on her neck, and she turns and stabs at him and gets him and then like crawls away, and then oh gosh,
like a fool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like friggin' Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. Like, no, finish the job.
Yeah. But then
double triple tap.
She turns on the smoke alarm from the beginning that's really loud, so he can't hear. And then she gets
and then she's like, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker."
Now you see what I'm dealing with.
Exactly.
And then she gets insecticide and sprays him in the eyes, so he can't see or hear. And then she just starts like fucking attacking him, and then they're like grappling on the floor, and then
she's like Nomi Malone doing like kicks in heels and like
I do
like full face
scene.
makeup and just like, "Fucker, fuck off."
Yeah. What?
Brendan scared me.
Oh my god.
When he came back, I was like, "Oh god."
It's the guy from Hush.
He's here.
You're so quiet.
I don't know what it was. It was exactly. I was like, "He's so quiet."
He's
all
really
of a sudden,
quiet.
I just saw your form walking down. It's like,
I scare McCall constantly just by walking by her.
I do the same thing. Of course, I also like to scare other people. The other day, I'm sorry.
We're like almost done.
The other. Okay. Then
No.
So the other day,
you ruined it. So say it.
So the other day, Mom was over there doing her stuff, and she had left the fridge open, and I snuck up and I hid behind the fridge door, and then she came to shut the fridge door, and she shut it, but she did the thing where you shut it and you just walk away, and she didn't see me, and I was like, damn it. So then I snuck up behind her and scared the piss out of her.
You were literally a scene from Hush, right? Just waiting to scare, and she doesn't even notice.
And I was like, damn it.
God damn. So they're grappling.
Why I thought it was important.
Yes. They're grappling on the floor. She gets a corkscrew that fell off when they were fighting, and she jags him in the neck, and then he like bleeds out.
How do you like it?
Yeah, he bleeds out on top of her, and then she takes one of the phones and calls 911, and she just sits. She like stumbles out of her house super fucked up, and she just sits on the porch and then just sees the lights of like the emergency responders coming, and that's where it ends. And it's like, oh shit. I loved that movie because I was like, yeah, I could kill a man. Let's do it.
It made you think, I could kill a man.
I could kill a man. So yeah, it was like girl power, you know?
Girl power.
Yeah.
Love it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Where did that come from?
When you said girl power, I thought of turtle power.
Oh.
Do you want to get me a drink?
Yes.
Yay.
I'm Potsy Totsy, so I'm going to take off my comfy.
Okay. I'll pause it. Hi, we're back.
Hey.
Logan was not ready, and I did it on purpose.
I know. So, McCall's was like a home invasion. So I figured I was going to have to do home invasions. Well, surprise, surprise, there's a lot.
There's a lot of them.
So I decided to go for a lot rather than find one and do like extensive research on it because it's
and get really bummed out.
Well, no, because I actually think there's a lot of really interesting ones because it's like there's ones that range from like serious, like someone died, like was murdered, that kind of thing, to someone came home and someone was just bathing in their bathtub. Like someone, like they broke into their house and just decided to take a bath.
That'd be really weird. What do you even say? Do you say anything or do you just walk away?
I just walk away and
911.
I call 911.
In a comedy, the person would be like, "Hello, what are you doing?"
It's not a comedy.
And then the laugh track would play.
So I get my sources. The first one is going to be from Listverse. So it's truly reputable.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to talk about the Kennedy sister home invasion. So in March 5th, 1984, Eileen and Lily Kennedy.
Elaine or Eileen?
Eileen, maybe? Because it's
Come on, Eileen.
Well, it's Yleen. So it's like, it might be, it's like Eileen or maybe Eileen. But their father came to their house and like found them both like dead.
Oh.
Lily was lucky, apparently. Like they would call her the lucky one because she was
God.
just shot in the head.
Oh no.
But then Eileen was like raped, beaten, and stabbed to death. And unfortunately, they don't know who it is. Like to this day,
was it?
Yeah, to this day, they don't know who it is.
That was
like,
a horrible story.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of ones like that.
Oh my god.
There's another one, November 21st. This one's 2008, so a little more recent.
Jesus.
This name is great, but they found the body of 82-year-old Noble Wine.
Fuck, that's the coolest name.
That's a cool fucking name, and it's a man. I was like,
I want to name my kid Noble.
Noble Wine. That's a bomb ass name. But
he should have his own.
But they also like it was a house fire.
Oh no, Noble.
So it's like someone had killed and then when they examined the body, they decided that it was a homicide. Someone had killed Noble and then set fire to the house.
Set house to the fire.
Set house to the fire. To cover up the meeting. The meeting. The murder.
Meeting.
To
the business meeting.
We're here on business. And then also like a year later in Pennsylvania, March 22nd, 2009, a man in his mid-40s was approached by a person. Okay, hold on.
Named Valiant
Well, no, here we
Beer.
go. That would be great.
Sorry.
I'll just read it. So at about 9:50 p.m., a man in his mid-40s with short brown hair, a thin mustache, and between 100 to 175 centimeters. Why?
That's so.
This must be a European article.
Yeah,
because,
that does not.
But 5'6" to 5'9", so small.
Centimeters.
So small. Approached the mobile home owned by Jacob and Betty Jane McClellan, saying he needed help. When Jacob opened the door, the man pulled out a gun and demanded guns and money.
Wait,
more guns.
He wanted more guns?
67-year-old Jacob tried to fight off the home invader, was shot
Jacob.
twice,
No.
once in the neck and once in the face.
Oh my God.
The gunman then entered the house and found 65-year-old Betty Jane, who he shot in the head. The intruder then fled, jumping into the 1980s Ecoline van that was being driven by another man.
What the fuck?
Jacob survived the attack,
Holy
actually.
shit.
But unfortunately, Betty
God
died at the
damn
scene.
it.
Yeah, so I was like, it was kind of.
Did they catch him?
Unfortunately, no. Again, it's not solved.
Yours aren't. I need closure. I need the guys to get caught.
Well, we'll see. I still have 8 more.
Oh shit! All right.
I'm kind of. That's why I wanted to truck through these guys because I had another one that I found really interesting, and then I have a third one. But the Pauls lived. This is the Pauls family massacre. The Paul family massacre. This was 1958, June 10th. Someone entered the home of the Pauls. David Paul was beaten and shot in the basement of their house. From what I understand, that's fairly common. Like, take out the dad first because he's the threat.
Yeah.
And then from there, pick off the rest of the family.
And then do your,
Yeah, then do the business. So, but David Paul was beaten and shot in the basement of the house. His 11-year-old daughter, Dorothy, was beaten to death in her bed.
No.
The killer then waited until David's wife, Helen, got home from work.
Oh, fuck.
Which was just after midnight, and then he shot her in the face before beating her body.
Why?
So he,
why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was he? No, he wasn't. He wasn't just stealing stuff. He was like, I'm gonna annihilate this family.
Mm-hmm. And this was in Vancouver, British Columbia. So Canadians are violent too, apparently.
Oh, they are. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately for you, this one also remains unsolved.
God damn it!
There was a bloody handprint found at the scene in Dorothy's bedroom, but it couldn't be linked to anybody.
Clean that up.
Gross. Let's put a chalk circle around the body. That way we'll know where it was. They also think that since the killer waited to kill Helen, like stayed there, that robbery was not the motive.
Maybe he knew them.
Yeah, so I think like this is something.
And it was like a vendetta.
I think it was like a vendetta because they go on to say like Dorothy and Helen were both not sexually assaulted either.
That's weird.
So like they were like this person was strictly out to kill these people.
That's weird.
So I'm
going to choose to believe that he got caught later and is in jail forever.
So here is another one. Is what is interesting is that in the same area, just 3 months prior, a woman named Evelyn Roche was murdered, and no suspect was ever identified in that murder. Also, there was a number of sexual assaults in the area that remain unsolved, and they think that they're linked. But it's like the fact that those are sexual assaults make me think maybe not, because it sounds like Evelyn wasn't sexually assaulted, and Helen and Dorothy weren't either.
Maybe Ellen's murder's linked, but the sexual assaults might not be.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Let's go to... Oh, now we're going to fly to Japan real quick. The Sedagai Award is the second largest of Tokyo's 23 special awards and is the home of one of the most infamous crimes in recent Japanese history. On the night of December 30th, 2000, a person or persons unknown broke into the home of the Miyazawas. Once inside, they stabbed to death the 41-year-old mother, Yasuko, and her 8-year-old daughter, Nina, and strangled her 6-year-old son, Rei. Then they're not sure how many assailants there were, waited again for 44-year-old Mikio Miyazawa to return from home and stabbed him to death. So again, I'm thinking like this must have been a vendetta. There was a purpose for this.
There might be multiple. If it was a mom and 2 kids, it'd be really hard to wrangle them all. There might be more than one.
Something that was interesting. This happened somewhere around like 11:30. But they didn't leave the massacre after they killed them. In fact, the authorities believe that the murderer or murderers stayed for about another 11 hours.
Was this the one where they pooped and then they examined the poop in the toilet?
Nope. Maybe. I don't know. We'll
find out.
We'll find out because I haven't finished it yet.
Oh.
What it does say is that I think this article was called like 10 terrifying unsolved home invasions. So sorry, none of these are going to be good. But they said they say because they accessed the internet twice and ate ice cream.
Okay, actually I know this one then. They also took a Duke in the toilet and then they didn't flush it. So then the police were like, we'll examine it for evidence. They didn't find anything, but why would you not flush the toilet, you dirty scum? Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, it even says here, like, bodies were discovered the next morning. It doesn't say anything about shit, but it does say that the police found plenty of evidence. They said it included a bloody sweatshirt worn by the killer. Yeah. Because it was too big for any of the Miyazawas. It was covered in blood and didn't have any knife holes. They found blood from the attackers, and they believe at least one of the attackers was injured in the murders. And then finally, the next morning, a taxi driver picked up 3 young men in the area. One of them left blood in his cab.
Bitch, that would be really scary.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. This one is snow hitting the window.
Oh, I just haven't seen or heard from your dad in a bit. Just checking.
Oh, okay. On December 10th, 2013.
Oh, you said it like that's not even a day.
I know.
Like, that's real.
That's a real day. No, it's December 10th. Iona Davis was babysitting her nieces, Glacia Ramsey and Peaches Christberg. I was like, cool.
Peaches?
In Cleveland, Ohio, in a house that was converted into 4 apartment suites. So it was like divided. The house was divided up.
Like all the way. Okay.
Like in just like little sublets. But sometime around 9:35 p.m., a man wearing a hood forced his way into the apartment and locked Davis in the bathroom. And then a short time later, she started to smell smoke. Oh, fuck. And when she broke out and ran to the neighbors, and they called the emergency service, the police were the first to arrive on the scene, and they discovered the 2 bodies of the little girls in the upstairs bedroom.
Oh, my God.
And they died from smoke inhalation.
What the fuck?
So like they set a fire and
Did they take anything?
no. Like, so then it says the police are unsure why the home invader started the fire on the first floor after locking Davis in the washroom. The house and the residents didn't appear to see the source of the trouble. The police had only been called to the house once since 2008, and the reason they were called is because the girl's mother, Sashana Frey, had been robbed at gunpoint in front of the apartment. So there's again no
So he
arrests.
had a hood, but did they see his face at all?
No. I
weird.
guess like the hood must have been like so
It was
heavy.
a really good hood.
It was a really good hood. The Spring Break serial rapists.
Oh no.
Between 2000 and 2008, 2 universities in Kansas were terrorized by a serial rapist. They attacked at least 13 students in their off-campus homes. 8 of the sexual assaults happened in Manhattan, where Kansas State University is located. I guess.
All right.
I'm like, there must be a Manhattan in Kansas.
Question: were you at college when there was like that flasher?
Yes, I think I was.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kept getting emails that year like, watch out. And I was like, okay.
I remember when I went there, or sorry, I didn't go there. Recently, there was a kid who died in the river.
Oh,
like,
shit.
It was like a freshman college student right in the river. His body was found in Lake Superior.
In Lake Superior, okay. I was like, what river?
Sad.
That's not good.
But basically, the assault happened. It was at least one victim every year during the fall and winter breaks. It was believed he scoped out the houses and the individuals, so like to find like what they're doing, and like what they like when to attack them. And so yeah, and it happened between like 2 and 4 in the morning.
Okay.
And the man was armed. I don't think anyone died,
they didn't die.
but it was a series of rapes. It came to an end in 2008, but no arrests were made.
Maybe he died.
Maybe he died,
Or went to jail.
for something else that was unrelated, and they just happened to like figure it out.
Very possible.
The Sun family murders. The last time anyone saw 50-year-old Maoi Sun was when he was leaving work at 7:37. Then after he left work, it was assumed he went home. 2 hours later, his wife, Mei Ji, made a phone call. And then after that, no one ever heard from them. And then a week later, they entered their house. It was unlocked. They discovered the family, which was Maoi, May, and their 2 sons, Timothy and Titus Zhao, were all dead in their beds. And they'd all been shot in the head. Which to me is very much like the Amityville one, where it's like there must have been multiple people involved in that one. But like the FBI were called in, no one was sure. And there is still, at least at the time of reading this, there is still a $70,000 reward for information regarding that case. But to me, it sounds like the other thing where it's like, I think there must have been multiple intruders, because to shoot the whole family and they're all in bed without any of the other families being alerted or anyone else being found outside of their bed.
There could be a silencer involved.
There could be a silencer involved. There could be, they could have been shot and then brought to their beds, maybe, unless like there's blood spatter to say otherwise. Yeah,
there'd probably be blood spatter to show that they got moved or not.
Yeah, but
how many people died? How many were shot?
4.
4.
The husband, the wife, and then their 2 sons.
Okay, so.
Yeah, there's a Maui, May, Timothy Ji, and Titus Zhao.
Yeah, I don't know then. I guess I can't solve this one. I'm sorry.
It's not like when I solve the JonBenet Ramsey case at 2:00 in the morning every day.
Yeah.
And I always
every day,
and I always come to a different conclusion every night.
Fair.
At this point, I'm at the aliens level.
You're at the aliens level?
Those aliens.
Wow. I'm always at the same point.
I still love that picture of Charlie Day like pointing at like the walls.
That is me. When I did that research, I was like, okay, sorry.
This one, the Orchard Park apartment. We only have a couple more. Alice Elaine Rankin. I believe it's Alice. It's spelled ALYS. And to me, it's like I think that Alice is probably the most accurate one. But 33-year-old secretary living in Orchard Park in Houston. On July 27th, 1979, a coworker arrived at her apartment to pick her up from work. He walked her up to the apartment, found her. When he walked up to her apartment, he found her door ajar, let himself in, and Rankin had her legs bound, had been sexually assaulted, and then decapitated.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. When the police arrived, they found a clear blood trail that showed the head was placed on the floor, then carried out to the parking lot, where it was presumably taken with the killer as he drove away.
What the fuck?
The head has never been recovered.
What? How would it not be recovered?
Mm-hmm. If that wasn't creepy enough, exactly 2 weeks later, on August 10th, 2 floors above Rankin's apartment, there was another home invasion. 27-year-old Mary Michael Calcutta was attacked in her apartment, where she put up a tremendous fight, but was still sexually assaulted and stabbed dozens of times.
Did she die?
I believe she died.
Oh, okay. Sometimes when you get stabbed dozens of times, you don't die.
Oh, and in here it says...
oh, no.
It says, sadly, these aren't the murders that linked to this killer. On the same day that Calcutta's body was found, another woman was found dead in her townhouse in southwest Houston. An exterminator found 26-year-old Doris Lynn Threadgill dead with her throat cut so deeply that she was almost decapitated.
Okay, so...
This guy's got a thing.
The second one was 26 years old, and the third one was 27 years old. How old was Alice?
Alice was 33, if I remember. Yep, 33.
Okay. So, they're all women around the same age.
There's one more.
Oh, Jesus!
On October 3rd, 1979, short distance from Threadgill's home, 16-year-old Joanne Huffman was seen on her porch being dragged by her hair by a man wearing a hat. She screamed, "Please help, please don't do this to me." The neighbor heard gunshots. The neighbors were called the police, and when the police searched the porch, they said they didn't find any sign of a disturbance. However, the next day, Huffman's body was found in a park 6.5 kilometers. This must be a European article. 4 miles from her home. She had been shot to death, and her boyfriend, 18-year-old Robert Spangenberger, Spangenberger, yeah.
Spangenberger.
Yeah, was found in the trunk of his car in a used car lot.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Spangenberger.
And his head was missing.
What the
And it
fuck?
also has not been recovered.
Okay, that's definitely the same. If they're taking heads off, but it's a boy, that's different.
I would say the boy kind of like throws it a little bit.
But maybe he just has a thing about heads.
Was it a TV show that I watched, or was this a real one where like someone got killed and they decapitated them and they put their head on the shelf the opposite to them so that their head was looking at their dead body? I think this was a TV show.
Well, that's what in the Scream episode we did, the serial killer decapitated one of the women and staged her body in a certain way, and then he put the head on
there
a
we
thing.
go. That's the one I was looking for.
All right, cool. Well, that was it.
All right, we got 2 more before we go on to the one that I'm really interested in.
Oh my God, we're at 53 minutes.
I know, we're doing pretty good.
Are we?
Yeah. Usually we're like at an hour 20 at this point.
That's fair.
Sometime between the hours of in January 16th, 1984, between 12 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock a.m., an unknown intruder entered the Bennett household in Aurora, Colorado. 27-year-old Bruce Bennett, said to know the man was in the house. They fought several times on different floors and on the stairway. Bennett lost eventually and was beaten to death with a blunt weapon, most likely thought to be a hammer, slashed with a knife, and his throat was slit. The killer then moved to Bennett's wife, 26-year-old Deborah, and the couple's 7-year-old daughter, Melissa. They were both sexually assaulted and died from blunt force trauma. And then finally, 3-year-old Vanessa was also beaten about the face. Amazingly, she survived, despite the horrible injuries. And the police did try to figure it out. They had DNA and fingerprints, but it didn't match any known. It didn't match any known criminals. Yeah,
that's weird. Usually that's like an escalation.
They weren't the only victims of this particular killer, they believe. On January 4th, someone broke into James and Kimberly Habenschild's house and beat them with a hammer, but they both survived.
What the fuck?
6 days later, 2 women were attacked in their home with a hammer. So, like, this guy's going around with hammers.
He likes hammers.
Mm-hmm. And 50-year-old Patricia Louise was killed, and Donna Dixon was put in a coma but survived.
Oh, okay.
6 days later after the...
with a hammer?
Yeah, with a hammer.
Oh, my God. And they never found him.
They never found him. They do have his DNA, but it didn't match any known criminals, so that's why it's
that's really weird.
I know. So I don't know. Maybe it's different now. Maybe they've solved it by this point with like new advances in technology. But
so.
I'd have to look and see
when
exactly
was this article published?
I'll have to look and see when this article was published. Last one. The first home invasion happened in Rain, Louisiana in 1911. This is like a spree.
The first home invasion ever recorded?
Yep.
Sorry.
Mother and her 3 children were hacked to death with
All
an
right,
axe
well,
in their
I'm
bed.
sorry I made a joke.
Yep. 2 weeks later, another home. This is what I always struggle with.
All right,
I don't want to
fair.
make a joke because I'm like, and they died
And
horribly.
They were
I'm like,
hacked to death.
And then this time, then 2 weeks later, another home invasion occurred, and then a family of 5 was murdered with an axe in Lafayette. The next murder was in San Antonio, where another family of 5 was killed.
Are you talking about the Axeman murders?
Possibly.
Okay.
It literally says the Southern Pacific Railroad Axeman.
All right, well, I might know it then.
Let's see. To continue the murders, 6 homes were broken into, and each of the family members were dispatched with an axe. The unknown serial killer claimed 49 victims between January 1911 and April 1912. Besides the murder weapon and breaking into the family's home in the middle of the night, there were other elements in all the home invasions that they had in common. Specifically, all the families that were targeted were of mixed race. Also, all the murder sites were along the Southern Pacific Railroad, which explains why the murders could have happened like over 400 miles apart.
Because he
would just hop on
hopped
the
the
railroad.
train.
Yeah. At the time, police and leaders of the African American communities thought that it was someone from the African American community who was on some deranged quest to kill people with tainted blood, quote unquote. A note left at one of the murder scenes bolstered this idea because it said, "When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble human 5." This note is a quote of Psalms 9:12, except for the human 5 part. That part referred to the amount of victims killed at the home invasion.
Did he always kill families?
Yeah, it was like families of 5.
That's fucking weird.
People were arrested for crimes, but while they were in custody, when they were in custody, the murders continued. So like they clearly did not get the right person. They also think that it might have had something to do with voodoo connections. But that was, but none of the members of the church were ever and they were like, no. No one's ever been charged. But then it says, in 1912, San Antonio, someone wielding an axe broke into the Dashiell home, which was a family where the father and husband was of mixed race. The matriarch of the family woke up when she was hit in the arm with the axe. She screamed, and the attacker, who was alone, ran off into the night. And that was it. And that was it. Let me see. It's Canadian, so that's why everything's in kilometers and stuff.
I don't think that's the Axeman that I know of, because that Axeman chiseled his way into the houses. Like he would chisel a hole in the house so they couldn't hear him come in.
Like a la Shawshank Redemption, slowly like whittling away at the wall of the prison.
Yeah, kind of like, and then he'd like, reach his hand in and like open the door, and then he'd, axe the family, and he wrote something to the public. I mean, it also could not have been him. It could have been someone who's just were claiming to be him, and it was like, if you all play jazz on this night, I won't kill again. And the town was like, okay.
We'll play jazz.
Jazz. And then he did
his song jazz or no jazz. Jazz. So I just looked, and the article was written 5 years ago, so that was 2014. So who knows what advances could have been made at this point with those particular cases.
I'm sorry.
The one that I thought was really interesting that I'm going to talk about now was one that happened in France.
God damn.
So there was 4 men. The name is the Chauffeur de la Drôme. I think, Brendan, you took French. Does that sound about right?
Fact check.
Pretty close, probably.
What is the little triangle over O?
What?
Yeah. It might.
Oh.
I don't remember. It's called circumflex. I feel like it might make the short vowel sound. I'll check into it in a second.
Well, anyway.
I feel like it's fine.
So 4 men. They were Octave Louise David.
Whoa.
Pierre Augustin Louise Berrier.
Oh my god.
And both shoemakers. They were both shoemakers. Urban Celestine Lyotard.
Leotard.
Lyotard. And
God.
a laborer, and Jean Lamarck.
He had a normal name.
Yeah. They had actually a lot of criminal activity. They were a gang that were carrying home invasions in remote rural dwellings where they tortured householders into revealing the locations of hidden valuables by burning their feet.
Bitch, I would squeal so fast.
So that's actually where the name the translation of chauffeur de la Drôme, or however you say it, is the heaters of Drôme, which I think is like it must be a place, like a region.
Oh.
And so people who speak French are like, "You fool! You're butchering the language." But he burned their feet to reveal hidden valuables.
He would strike the match and I'd be like, oh my god, okay. It's behind that painting.
And this has actually a fairly common method of burglary.
Torture?
There's actually, they were called chauffeur, which heaters is what it says.
That's weird.
It translates to. And it was apparently a common. It was unknown. The article is Wikipedia, by the way. It says they were unknown to France. They were responsible for 18 murders between 1905 and 1908.
Their feet were so hot they died.
They were able to avoid suspicion by maintaining their legitimate occupations during the day and then carrying out the attacks at night.
They were shoemakers and then they burned the feet.
Mm-hmm.
They had a weird thing about feet.
Yes, they sure did. All of them were captured eventually.
Yay.
And then there was an 8-day trial on July 2nd, 1909. All of them were convicted and sentenced to death.
Yay. Unless they didn't do it.
The president of France at the time was opposed to the death penalty, but the public opinion was so like they were like
Bruh.
kill them that they had
Killed
to
them.
They made it impossible for him to accept their pleas for clemency.
All right.
They were executed by guillotine.
Yeah, they were.
And it was in front of a cheering crowd.
It always is.
Yep, especially in France.
Crowds
they
love
that
guillotines.
shit. Let me just see. Oh, one of them actually did manage to kind of escape. Yeah,
Guillotine?
Lamarck managed to escape.
The one with the normal name.
Yep, he managed to escape. The other three were all killed by guillotine. But Lamarck only escaped for about 2 years. And he was eventually,
Jean.
And then
but
he was
died.
not. No, he was not killed.
Why was he
But
not
he was
killed?
committed to life imprisonment with hard labor
By-
on Devil's Island.
By the time he was caught, did they not have the death penalty anymore?
I don't know, but he had been sentenced to death in absentia or as absentia. I don't know exactly what that means. Let's look. Oh, it hasn't been created. Never mind.
All right, cool.
So after his capture, his
Thanks,
sentence was,
Wikipedia.
So basically, it became life imprisonment for hard labor on Devil's Island.
That's not... I guess it was probably bad. It was named Devil's Island.
Mm-hmm. And the last one is probably the most famous example of
my
home invasion.
God!
It's a quick one.
Okay.
So he hasn't been caught either.
Jesus
Sorry.
fuck.
But he broke into people's houses, dead of night, and then
Are you
in
gonna
a crazy
say Santa Claus?
You fuck. Leave me alone.
Your face said Santa Claus.
I know, my face said Santa Claus. I was saying
It's Santa. Merry Christmas.
Harry Chrysler.
Merry Crisis. God, it's that time of year again.
It is. All right, sibling story. I have a sibling story.
Okay.
And it's Logan being a ding dong.
All right.
So I
love
went out
those.
for my birthday with my friends, and we were just like sitting at the bar having a fun time, like chitter chattering.
Chitty chatting.
And I watched someone walk by me, and I thought they were one of my friends, like someone I knew. And I said hi, like in a friendly way. And
Not like an unfriendly
Yeah, not
way.
like an unfriendly way.
Like, hi.
And not like, bitch. But like I was like, hi. And he turned around, and it was one of those moments where he turned around and looked at me, and I was like, oh no. It was like, it's not the right person. And I was hoping that he would just kind of smile and walk on.
That's what I
But
would
then
do.
he walked his happy ass over to me. And
you were like,
decided to hang around, and I was like, no. And he hung around me and my friends for about like 20 minutes and was like chatting all of us up. And
20 whole minutes?
it was like 20 minutes. Like, it was rough. But
That's
it was
not that bad,
but
actually.
I know, but it's like, in retrospect, yeah, it's not that bad. But like, it was really awkward 20 minutes.
Some people go to
And
the bar to meet people.
I managed to get a drink out of it. But like, then I was like, hey, let's go to the back bar. And
Hey, let's leave.
I was like, you guys, let's migrate to the back bar because Brett's here, like one of our bartenders that we like.
Wait,
And-
is Brett the one that gave me the free shot for my birthday?
Yeah.
Shout out to Brett. Thank you.
Well, don't get him in trouble.
Oh, he
Nobody listens.
didn't give me a free shot.
He
for
gave
my
me a
birthday.
free shot for my birthday.
All right, yay!
But I actually like all the bartenders there, but Brett is usually one that I go
Brett
to.
is
most.
the best.
I like his bar area the best too. The fire bar. It's nice. It has a big old fireplace. Anyway, so we went to the back bar, and like my friends were like, "Cool, bye," and they all left. And I was like, I took this man by the shoulders and I said, and okay, also throughout the night or throughout that 20 minutes, I tried to pepper in, "I thought you were somebody else. You're making us uncomfortable. Please leave." And like my friends even admitted, they were like, "Nah, you did try to say things, but he was just wholeheartedly committed to staying there." And so eventually, like when they left, I took him by the shoulders. I sure as shit grabbed him by the shoulders. I was like, "Man, it was so lovely to get to meet you." And he said, "So you're not inviting me back?" And I said, "No."
Goodbye.
I said, "No.
Goodbye
Thank you so much for
forever.
the drink. Bye." And he said, "Happy birthday." And I was like, "Deuces." And we went to the back bar and we spent the rest of our night back there.
With Brett.
With Brett.
All right.
But that was an example of Logan being awkward and not. And then it was also that like instance of like, oh my God, I got us into this and I have to be the one to get us out because I can't depend on anyone else to get us out because it's not their fault that this man is talking
all
to
on
us.
me.
But I thought it was one of my good friends, and I was like, and then he turned around and it was absolutely not. And then I showed a picture of my friend.
Of the back of your friend's head.
Maybe
I
my friend's
mean,
foot.
I don't even
But
know.
like no, he did look a lot like him. It was just
From the back?
Also at the bar, the lights are so dark.
It was so dim and fuzzy.
It was so dim and
You were
fuzzy.
3 drinks in.
I was 3 sheets to the wind.
And his hair was a similar color.
It was a similar color.
Oh my God. And your friends were like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
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 It was an interesting night.
He ruined
but
20
we survived.
minutes of your life.
It was the most awkward 20
Oh my
minutes of my life.
God. That poor guy.
More awkward than the time I shit my pants at work.
I don't know how that's possible.
It was.
Hashtag Logan shits his pants.
Oh my God. So if you would like to follow us, we post on all the major social medias. Sometimes. We're on Facebook. We're on Tumblr. We're on Twitter. We curate that shit. Instagram. It's all living vicariously except for Twitter, which is live vicarious because Twitter can't handle the ing and the ly.
Well, it's at Live Vicarious.
It's at
Do I have to say the at sign?
At.
Is this what we're doing with at
At.
signs now? At.
You know, like
Bitchin'.
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 Signs, right?
Okay, well, I'll make a video of Logan doing the bitchin' sign
The
later.
bitchin'. It's like, is that what bitchin' should be? I'll have to send it to the American Sign Language
I would
board.
like to make a suggestion.
Okay, so the word bitchin'. I know it's this, but
Bitchin'.
can we change it to this? I feel like this encapsulates bitchin' so much more. Anyway.
And also, we have a Gmail.
Yes, we also have a Gmail. Send us your requests, your ideas for murders, your ideas for movies, your paranormal experiences.
I would love your paranormal experiences.
Shout out to Dottie Staccato. She sent us one. We're going to be working on doing that. What? Don't make fun of me playing with my hair.
You're
It's
double
so
playing with
long.
it, both
It's
hands.
so long.
Stop.
But,
I'm sorry that I
we're
made you
planning
grow
on
out your hair.
We're planning on getting that one taken care of pretty soon here.
Thanks, Dottie.
So thank you for that suggestion. We'll get that episode out shortly. Other than that, do you have anything else to say, McCall?
No, I'm just going to play with my hair, too.
I'm going to just...
You can't play with both hands. It looks weird.
I will do whatever I damn well please, including going, boo.
That was good.